Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks.
Galileo Galilei. Galileo Galilei was a famous Italian physicist, astronomer and philosopher, universally known as Father of Science. Many modern-day inventions and discoveries were possible only due to the theories and hypotheses he proposed during the 17th century. His contributions include telescopic confirmation of phases of Venus, satellites of Jupiter, named Galilean moon, military compass, and global satellite navigation system. His written works include The Little Balance, The Starry Messenger, and Letter to the Grand Duchess Christina. I have never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from him. The laws of nature are written by the hand of God in the language of mathematics. To understand the universe, you must understand the language in which it's written, the language of mathematics. You can't teach anybody anything, only make them realize the answers are already inside them. And who can doubt that it will lead to the worst disorders when minds created free by God are compelled to submit slavishly to an outside will? When we are told to deny our senses and subject them to the whim of others. When people devoid of whatsoever competence are made judges over experts and are granted authority to treat them as they please. These are the novelties which are apt to bring about the ruin of commonwealths and the subversion of the state. Knowing thyself, that is the greatest wisdom. Nothing occurs contrary to nature except the impossible, and that never occurs. The prohibition of science would be contrary to the Bible, which in hundreds of places teaches us how the greatness and the glory of God shine forth marvelously in all his works, and is to be read above all in the open book of the heavens. If you could see the earth illuminated, when you were in a place as dark as night, it would look to you more splendid than the moon. You may force me to say what you wish, you may revile me for saying what I do. But it moves. I do not feel obliged to believe that the same God, who has endowed us with sense, reason, and intellect has intended us to forego their use. Where the senses fail us, reason must step in. Nature is relentless and unchangeable, and it is indifferent as to whether its hidden reasons and actions are understandable to man or not. Two truths cannot contradict one another. Long experience has taught me this about the status of mankind with regard to matters requiring thought: the less people know and understand about them, the more positively they attempt to argue concerning them, while on the other hand to know and understand a multitude of things renders men cautious in passing judgment upon anything new. I do not think it is necessary to believe that the same God, who has given us our senses, reason, and intelligence wished us to abandon their use, giving us by some other means the information that we could gain through them. Oh, my dear Kepler, how I wish that we could have one hearty laugh together. Here, at Padua, is the principal professor of philosophy, whom I have repeatedly and urgently requested to look at the moon, and planets through my glass, telescope, which he pertinaciously refuses to do. Why are you not here? What shouts of laughter we should have, at this glorious folly! And to hear the professor of philosophy, at Pisa laboring before the Grand Duke with logical arguments, as if with magical incantations, to charm the new planets out of the sky. It seems to me that it was well said by Madama Serenissima, and insisted on by your reverence, that the Holy Scripture cannot err, and that the decrees therein contained are absolutely true and inviolable. But I should have in your place added that, though Scripture cannot err, its expounders and interpreters are liable to err in many ways, and one error in particular would be most grave and most frequent, if we always stopped short at the literal signification of the words. You cannot teach a man anything, you can only help him find it within himself. Philosophy is written in that great book which ever lies before our eyes, I mean the universe, but we cannot understand it if we do not first learn the language and grasp the symbols, in which it is written. The vain presumption of understanding everything can have no other basis than never having understood anything. For anyone who had ever experienced just once the perfect understanding of one single thing, and had truly tasted how knowledge is accomplished, would recognize that of the infinity of other truths he understands nothing. In the long run my observations have convinced me that some men, reasoning preposterously, first establish some conclusion in their minds which, either because of its being their own or because of their having received it from some person who has their entire confidence, impresses them so deeply that one finds it impossible ever to get it out of their heads. God is known by nature in his works, and by doctrine in his revealed word. Holy Scripture could never lie or err, its decrees are of absolute and inviolable truth. Mathematics is the key and door to the sciences. In questions of science, the authority of 1,000 is not worth the humble reasoning of a single individual. Scripture is a book about going to heaven. It's not a book about how the heavens go. All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered, the point is to discover them. The greatest wisdom is to get to know oneself.